Today, we're going to talk about trusts in our four-part series. This is part of our estate planning vertical, and it's an area that Adelia is quite passionate about. So to start off, Adelia, what are trusts?
Let me ask you right back. What do you think a trust is?
I don't think I know the definition.
Oh, you're right. There is no definition to trust. So there's no legal definition, but under the Income Tax Act, the CRA considers a trust a person, and therefore a trust is a taxable entity. And when a trust is taxed, it receives a T3 form. What else do you want to know about trusts?
So fascinating that it's considered a person. One of the terms that I've heard with trusts is discretionary trusts. So what is a discretionary trust?
Sure. So even though I told you a trust doesn't have a definition, I'm going to go back and tell you the three parties that must be present for a trust to be properly formed. So when practitioners often refer to trusts and they're doodling what a trust is, they'll draw it as a triangle. And that's because there are three parties to a trust. The first party is the settlor. He or she's the individual that puts together the trust, constitutes the trust, and transfers the trust property to the trustees to manage. The second point of the triangle, the second entity, is the trustee or the trustees. They're the legal owners. They have to administer all of the trust property, take care of it, do the accounting. They cannot benefit from the trust property. And then the third entity, the third party, is the beneficiaries. They sit back and they enjoy the fruits of the labor of the trustees. They don't have to do any work. So what's a discretionary trust? A discretionary trust exists when the trust deed allows for discretion on the part of the trustees, to whom they give funds, how often they give the benefit, and in what proportions is completely up to the discretion of the trustees. Does that make sense?
It does. And wow, being a trustee, I can see that being quite complicated, and the decision making you have to make there, especially for a discretionary trust.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, definitely. And do you want to talk about how to settle a trust now that you've decided it sounds good?
Sure. So what is settling a trust?
Sure. There has to be three certainties when you settle a trust. The first one is the certainty of intention. So does the settler really intend to put together a trust? The second is the certainty of subject. And this is the one that trips up people the most and allows CRA to attack the validity of a trust. You have to have an object that settles a trust. It could be a silver coin, it could be a $5 bill, it could be a cottage, it could be an investment portfolio, but there has to be something. There has to be that that subject. And then the third certainty is the certainty of object. And those are the individuals or a corporation or a charity that you intend to benefit. You need all of them together. And if you don't constitute the trust properly, that means if the settler doesn't transfer the property into the trust, then the trust is not proper and it doesn't exist.
Wow, fascinating, especially in this world of electronic money transfers where it's very rare now we actually physically hand something over. What a great reminder.
Yeah, there's something kind of romantic and old-fashioned and mysterious about trust.